Hey all, hope you are good. Welcome to my channel sriwworldofcoding. So today I'm going to solve 601 ID problem human traffic of stadium. We have a table stadium and these are its columns. We have to write an SQL query to display records of with 3 or more rows with consecutive IDs and number of people greater than or equal to 100 each. Okay, the results should be all ordered by visit date in ascending order. So as you can see, we need to print the IDs in which we have consecutive people attending greater than 100. So as you can see here, 109 and 150 are the consecutive peoples greater than 100, but the count is less than 3, as fourth ID is less than. For fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, we have consecutive peoples with count greater than 3 and greater than 100. So we will solve this question through concept of lag and lead functions. So lag function pushes the data down by required offset. So let me copy this or okay, okay, let me copy this and show you. So this is I've taken from that only. Okay, so let's say this is people. Okay, here lag 1. So what it will do, it will shift by required one. Then lag 2. So here offset is 2. Okay. Similarly, lead 1. So what it will do, it will shift by 1. Okay, let me shift a bit more. Okay, what it will do, it will shift by 1 up. Similarly, lead 2. This means offset of 2. Okay, so let me remove this and similarly remove these two also. Here will be null. So as you can see, let's see, it will be id will be 1 2 3 4. Okay, 1 2. Okay, as you can see, um, let's first have a look on this. I will mark it with separate color and then this. Okay, okay, as you can see, for 6. Okay, for id 7 and 8, you can see, um, you can see that he as you can see now, this we have shifted the people's value by 1 and similarly by 2. So as you can see, for id 7 and 8, both people with id 7, people with id 6, and people with id 5 have greater than 100. Similarly, for id 8 also, we have greater than 100. Similarly, look here. Okay, id 5 and 6, when we have done lead by this, we have the required answer. You can see that people is greater than 100. Lead 1 of id 5 is greater than 100, and lead 4. Okay, and then lead 3 is greater than 100. Similarly, for this also, you can see this is lead 1 of ID 7. It's greater than 100 and 188. ID 8 is greater than 100. So let's write the required code. We will create a temporary table with demo as select ID, comma, visit date, comma, people, comma, lag. We will lag people column by 1 over, we will not specify anything as lag 1, then comma. Similarly, we will lag by 2, and then we will write lead function. From table stadium. Okay, then what we will do, we will write select statement, select ID, visit and people from demo table where, okay, where people greater than equal to 100 and lag 1 greater than equal to 100 and lag 2 greater than equal to 100. Similarly, or it will be same, but it will be changed with lead 2, lead 1 and lead 2. So this case, people greater than 100, lag 1 greater than 100 and lag 2 greater than 100 will solve these two IDs problem. So we will get 7 and 8 in our answer. Similarly, this people greater than equal to 100, lead 1 greater than equal to 100 and lead 2 greater than equal to 100 will solve ID 5 and 6 in our answer. So when we will click on run code, our all test case will pass, which is present in this table. Okay, but there is one more case, like let's say 19, 100, 109 and 101. So when you will perform lead on this, lag on this, and similarly lead 1 and 2 on this. So let me remove this and this. ID 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here what will become, according to our program, it will only bring ID 4. Okay, ID 4 and ID 2 in our solution case. It will not bring 3. So for that, what we'll do, we will include lag 1 greater than equal to 100 and lead 1 greater than equal to 100. So let's write our code and or let's copy and paste, where here will be lag 1 greater than equal and lead 1 greater than equal to 100. So this is our same case that I have discussed here. Okay, yeah. So let's click on submit. So it's a success. Now let's move to the next question. ID 626 exchange seats. We have a table name seat. We have to write an SQL query to swap the seat ID of two consecutive students. If the number of students is odd, then ID of last student should not be swapped. So as you can see in output, student with ID 1, 2 was swapped, 3, 4 and swapped, and 5 remains there because it's the last ID. If there is one more ID 6, so 5 and 6 will be swapped. So what we will do, we will again use the concept of lag and lead. Okay, so what we will do, for example, these are its ID. Let's say student name ADEG EJ. So first we will lag it, okay, and then we will apply lead here. So let me remove this and let me remove this. Here will be null only. Okay, so as you can see, uh, as you can see, okay, in ID2 it's a lag and this is lead and this is original. Okay, so as you can see in lag, A comes in ID2 and D comes in ID1. Similarly, as when you will look for 3, E comes at 4 and G comes at 3. Similarly, 5 remains unchanged. So I will explain it again. As you can see, A comes at place 2 and D comes at ID1. Similarly, in this, E comes at 4 and G comes at ID3. So let's write our code with demo as select ID, comma, student, comma, lag, if lag student as L1, lead similar student by 1 as L2 from table name seat. What we'll do, select, okay, select ID, comma, so okay, so when ID is even, then lead when ID is even, then lag should come. Example, when 2 uh, for ID 2 A should be there, this means lag should be there. So what we'll do, we'll write case statement, case when ID modulo 2 equal to 0, then lag should come. Similarly, when id modulo 2 is not equal to 0, then this means the first. For id 1, when will modulo 2, 1 will be present. Okay, it's 1 will be its output and it's not equal to 0, so their lead should come, then L2. Similarly, there is one more case when we reach at the bottom, when id equal to its count. Okay, select count star from seed. This means id 5 equal to its count, that is 5. Then only student should be there. This means there shouldn't be change from. Okay, and as the column name should be student only from demo. Let's click on run code. I will explain you why I've wrote this statement before this statement. Okay. Okay, it's a success. So, okay, let's say, okay, so up to 1 and 4, all seeds will be interchanged. But as id comes 5, okay, it will not go inside uh, this statement I modulo 2 equal to 0. It will go inside this statement and our output will be James only, and it will skip this. But what happens in the case if id 6 is also there? Okay, let's say z. Here should be j and here should be z and null. Okay, okay, so it will come up till 5 as normal. Okay, when it will come to 6, okay, when it will come to 6, okay, it will go inside this condition and will interchange with lag value, and it will skip these two. So this condition will only work for odd IDs. If I will remove its sequence and change its sequence and put like this, it will fail. Okay, so there you can see at last. Okay, at last what happened? Okay, when for id 5, okay, it got a lead. So when you will okay, I will remove this. Here will be null. So what happened for id 5? It goes according to code and print lead value, that is null. So we need to write the case statement carefully. So hope you enjoy the video. Kindly like and subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day.